Welcome to the October 17th edition of the Trib Report. I'm Keith Havens. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update from the Lewiston Tribune newsroom. Starting off with our first story, Lewis-Clark State College has reached a record enrollment this fall while facing the loss of several federal grants. President Cynthia Pemberton told the Idaho State Board of Education on Wednesday that the fall enrollment of 2025 hit 4,047 students, the highest in the school's 132-year history, a 4.3% increase from last year. She's credited the growth of LCSC's focus on programs like nursing, teacher preparation, and career and technical training. Pemberton also said the U.S. Department of Education rescinded $3.2 million in federal grants this summer. The money was intended for campus projects, including a workforce training center, a physician's assistance lab, nursing student housing, renovations to the Sam Glen complex, and new medical imaging equipment. She said construction has already started on several of those projects, and the college is looking for other funding options. Pemberton also updated the board on plans to rename the college Lewis-Clark State University. She hopes legislation will be introduced in January and approved in time for the spring baseball season. There's positive news for Austen Dawson, the 26-year-old Bosco man injured in a September 24th fight on the University of Idaho campus. Dawson's father said Austen is out of the hospital and doing better. He's now alert, mobile, and active on social media, though he still is unable to drive due to lingering head injuries. The case remains under review by the Latah County Prosecutor's Office after Moscow police completed their investigation and turned over findings last week. Dawson was reportedly delivering food for DoorDash when the fight occurred near Idaho and Deacon Avenues. Police haven't identified the other man involved, but the Pi Delta Theta fraternity has removed one member in connection with the incident. Support for Dawson has poured in from across the country and even overseas, with more than $10,000 raised on GoFundMe to help cover medical costs. A silent and live auction fundraiser is set for November 15th at Zone 208 in Lewiston, featuring a taco bar, silent auction from 1 to 3:30 p.m. and a live auction starting at 5. With ballots hitting mailboxes this week, debate is intensifying over Clarkston's proposed emergency medical services levy. At Monday's City Council meeting, Austen County Commissioner Brian Shin publicly opposed the measure, marking the first time he's spoken out against a local EMS levy. The proposal would raise the rate from $1.50 to about $2.65 per $1,000 of assessed property value, meaning a homeowner with a $300,000 property would pay roughly $795 a year, an increase of about $345. The city says the levy would cover a 30% increase for firefighters and medics over 3 years, addressing long-standing wage gaps with other Washington cities. Union Vice President Trey Irwin disputed some of Shin's comments, saying the firefighters union has negotiated in good faith for 15 months and remains committed to collaboration. A town hall meeting on the levy is set for Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at Clarkston City Hall to provide voters with information before the November 4th election. If approved by at least 60% of voters, the levy will take effect in 2026 and generate about $1.5 million for emergency services. If it fails, city officials say ambulance service could be outsourced to neighboring jurisdictions. Those 800,000 lights at Lewiston's Locomotive Park won't hang themselves. Winter Spirit founder Larry Kopczynski is calling for volunteers every Saturday through November 22nd, starting this weekend at 8 a.m. Those who stay through lunch will be treated to a meal from the Hell's Canyon Grand Hotel. The project, which began in 1994, cost around $60,000 each year and depends heavily on volunteers. Organizers especially need returning helpers who can train new volunteers and coordinate crews each week. Anyone is welcome to join in, whether it's wrapping trunks, stringing lights, or baking treats for the crew. Kopczynski says there's plenty of artistic license when decorating the treetops. The city and state are also working with Winter Spirit to improve pedestrian safety around the park before the lights turn on just before Thanksgiving. The decades-long battle over Snake and Columbia River dams has resurfaced in court. The state of Oregon and several conservation groups have asked a federal judge in Portland to order temporary protective measures for endangered salmon and steelhead. The request includes increased water spills at dams year-round and lowering reservoirs during migration seasons to reduce water temperatures and improves juvenile fish survival rates. Advocates say these measures are vital to prevent extinction, while dam supporters argue that they could raise energy costs and hurt farmers who depend on river transportation and irrigation. The case revives litigation paused 2 years ago when the Biden administration struck a temporary deal with Northwest tribes and states to fund $1 billion in salmon recovery and renewable energy projects. That agreement expired after the Trump administration withdrew support, reigniting the legal fight now before Judge Michael Simon. You can hear more on this in episode 57 of the Lewiston Tribune podcast with Matt Bainey and Eric Barker, available now on YouTube and all major podcast platforms. Colfax native and University of Idaho graduate Michael Weitz is celebrating the release of his fourth novel, We Be Dragons, inspired by his childhood playing Dungeons and Dragons. Weitz will sign copies on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Book People of Moscow during the farmers market. The nostalgia-driven book is set in fictional 1980s town and explores imagination, friendship, and adventure. Weitz says even non-D&D fans have connected with the story, and some parents say it's helped them understand what their kids love about the game. We Be Dragons is available for $18.99, and more details can be found at michaelweitzbooks.com. In sports, the Idaho Vandals hit the road this weekend, heading to the Inferno at Roos Field in Cheney to face Eastern Washington. Kickoff is at 4 p.m. on Saturday. And Washington State Cougars face another ranked test, traveling to Charlottesville to take on number 18 Virginia. That game kicks off at 3:30 p.m. on the CW network. In high school football tonight, Lewiston travels to Lake City of Coeur d'Alene. Clarkston hosts East Valley in a 2A Greater Spokane League matchup. Moscow welcomes Timberlake in 4A Intermountain League play, and Pullman hosts North Central. For real-time scores and updates, visit lmtribune.com or follow our sports team on X at LEWTrib_sports. And be sure to catch our weekly Final Whistle podcast out every Tuesday on YouTube and all major podcast platforms. And now, here's your Lewiston Tribune weather update. Let's start with Lewiston, Clarkston, and Austen tonight. Mostly clear skies getting down to around 40 degrees. And then Saturday, increasing clouds, highs in the mid-60s. And then Saturday night, Sunday into Sunday night, we are looking at some rain showers, cooling down to 65 on Sunday. And then Monday, the sunshine returns. Temperatures are going to be also in the mid-60s. For the Moscow-Pullman area, we're looking at a very cold 31 degrees tonight. And then we're going to see sunshine and increasing clouds on Saturday with a high of 58. And rain showers coming in after midnight for Saturday night through Sunday and into Sunday night. But the sunshine returns Monday and Tuesday. High temperatures there are going to be in the mid-50s. For Pheno, Kamiah, and Kuski, we are also looking at tonight a slight chance of showers, but mostly clear skies. And we're seeing a low of 34 tonight. And then Saturday, a high of 65, mostly sunny. And then rain showers for that area at around midnight, and then Sunday and Sunday night also rain showers. Let's move on to Grangeville. Tonight, a cold temperature of 33 degrees. Slight chance of showers, but mostly clear skies. Sunshine on Saturday, but also Saturday night after midnight, Sunday and Monday, or Sunday night, looking at rain showers, about 60 to 70% chance. As we go on to Enterprise in Northeast Oregon area, clear skies tonight, frosty, 25 for your low. Sunshine on Saturday, but a slight chance of rain Saturday night, a greater chance on Sunday and Sunday night. Well, that's it for this edition of the Trib Report. For these stories and more, visit lmtribune.com. I'm Keith Havens. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with local news across the region.